Did you know that people take nearly 5 billion photos, that's billion with a B, every single day? And nearly 93% of those are from smartphones? So, how on earth can you make your photos stand out from the crowd? I truly believe that editing photos is an essential part of the creative process. I've been using software to enhance my images for almost 20 years, so why wouldn't that translate to my mobile images too? Now, Lightroom and Photoshop is where I do all my organizing, my basic edits, my image cleanup, all the usual stuff. But sometimes I just want to take my photos to the next level, maybe even just to play. So let's look at 3, maybe more, of my favorite creative options to enhance our photos on the go beyond just, Lightroom and Photoshop, and truly make them stand out in a sea of online imagery. Hang out till the end to see a short demo of an app I use to bring animations and other fun moving elements into my photos. It's just something that I enjoy every once in a while, a little bit nuts, but it's still fun, so let's go. Okay, so one of my favorite fun photo edits is to add painterly looks to my images while I'm on the phone. So Picasso is actually my go-to for these types of looks. Now, when you open an image in Picasso, there's 2 main ways to edit. So you've got the stylize, and then you've got edit. Stylize is essentially presets. They're just one-click wonders. So I would cycle through these and just try different looks and see if there's just something that you like right out of the gate. Now, the edit section is for when you want to start from scratch. So I typically, when I edit, I go straight to the artistic tab and I pick a style of painting. So oil, watercolor, pencil sketch, something like that. So if I click on oil, I get a whole bunch of oil painting looks. Now there's other painterly apps that you can use instead of Picasso. So there's Artista Oil, Oil Brush, Brushstroke is a real popular one. So just check out that list. Some are iOS only, some are Android, some are both. And you shouldn't have a hard time finding something comparable to Picasso. Once you pick a look that you like, you can further edit that look. So you can mask out or erase the painterly look from certain areas. I do this a lot when I have facial features that I want to maintain. Go ahead and add a paper or canvas texture while you're in here just for fun, or even a framed border. Just experiment. So here's a before and after of an image that I spent less than a minute editing in Picasso. My second favorite app to add a more creative look is in Distressed FX Plus. Now the plus part is going to cost a few bucks, but I think it's worth it. And Mixtures is essentially the Android version of this, which I'll show you in a minute. Now once you bring a photo in, along the top row are kind of gel, lighting, sky, and background type effects. So I would cycle through these first. And when you get to the end of this row, you can actually switch the pack altogether and get a whole new slew of choices. On the bottom row are your textures. And here again, you can change the texture pack all the way at the end, and you can even add your own texture from your computer via the cloud or something. So if you make your own, you can add them in here and have them with you anytime you're out and about. Now each texture has the option of changing the blending mode for even more creative flexibility. You can erase the texture from important areas of your photo. Again, kind of the same reason why I do that type of thing in Picasso. Things get obscured by the texture, so you can erase portions of it. And you can even add some birds to your photo. Is that totally fake? Of course it is, but nobody complains when a painter does it, so I'm going to do what I like with my own photos. I just won't enter this into any photo contests. So here's a before and after of using Distressed FX Plus. Now, if you'd like to see a full-length tutorial on this app, will put a link in the description, and I'll also add it to the end of this video so you can go directly there. All right, moving on. Mixtures. Now, Mixtures only works in portrait mode, so I got to show it that way. Now, you can open a photo, and you can go straight to formulas. Now, formulas are essentially presets. There are a whole bunch of combinations of different textures and effects with one click. Or you can go to the textures option and start from scratch. So I'm choosing a formula here, and when I click the little check mark, Once I've picked a look that I like, I can see all the different effects or layers for that formula, and I can remove or alter any one of them. If I want, I can add another layer or another effect, like light leaks. Light leaks are kind of fun. Now, if I click on the formula button again and I attempt to choose another formula, it's going to erase everything that I've done and start over. That's what presets do. Presets are like, I want to select all these different effects all in one click. Now, you seriously could spend an eternity in here playing and trying different textures and formulas and lighting effects, and you can even save your efforts as a new formula entirely so that you can apply that look to other photos in your camera roll. So here's what I would consider kind of an over-the-top kind of edit that I'll occasionally do to add motion effects to my images. Now, I use an app called Motion Leap by Lightroom. It's on iOS. I believe it's also on Android, but don't quote me on that. There's also Pixamotion 3D and others like Werble. It's Werble. That's for iOS and Android. And MovePic, which I think is just Android. All of these apps will add little motion elements to your images because, why not have a butterfly on your butt? You can make it look like it's raining or snowing or that you live in fairyland. You can even alter where the source point is of these effects and erase parts of it if they're kind of blowing over something that you don't want to cover up. It's pretty cool. And this is my pup after a run. Yeah, he was hot. So you can not only add animations to the overall image, but you can animate what was captured as still in the original photo. So here I'm actually animating the Spanish moss behind this statue. And then once I do that, then I can add an overlay and you have created something fun and eye-catching. And once you're done, you can export it as kind of like a looping GIF or a video or some other format. And just as an extra, here's another idea for things that you can do with some of your images is you can add reflections. So this is an app called Reflect. It's part of a collection by Brain Fever Media. So if you're missing that body of water in front of your subject, well, here you go. And don't forget that you can combine effects and use multiple apps. So here I have an image that I've already added a texture effect in Distressed FX Plus, and that could just be done here. But why not, just for, kicks and giggles, take it into Motion Leap and add moving water. Why? Because I can, and it's fun. What a great way to occupy your time while you're sitting at the DMV or the doctor's office, right? I have available on my website an online class on mobile photography where I go through all of these apps and more in much greater detail. I'll put that in a link in the description for you. So check out my mobile photography playlist right here for more ideas and tips for your photography on the go. Y'all take care.